Ladies and gentlemen, today we will be doing a new Vital tutorial. This one is going to be actually a little interesting. I'm going to do my version of AO5's recent tutorial where it showed this Serum Chaos Oscillator Supersaw stack. So creating full Supersaw with just 3 voices using chaos modulation, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it with Vital, and this is absolutely crazy sound to add to your collection. And just a quick announcement, I'm going to do a giveaway of my Alchemy Priest pack for Vital. We are going to give away 2 free packs for you guys. The rules are really simple. You have 30 days to join in. To join in, you have to just comment down below in the comment box of this video your favorite EDM track. Now I will choose 2 random winners from the contest participants, and both winners will be getting a copy of Alchemy Priest pack for Vital. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, check out Alchemy Priest pack for Vital. It's full of these sorts of melodic sounds which you can use in your productions. Without further ado, let's dive into the tutorial. We are here in FL Studio, and as I mentioned in the intro, this Supersaw is inspired by the recent video that AO5 did. It's emulating this chaos modulation that you can find in Serum. Now, the way I did it is by using random oscillators and really fast rates. And that's pretty much the same. The controls and parameters are a little bit different. The way I approach this is by using multiple random oscillators to modulate the transpose knob and then stacking those up. So I have a couple random oscillators per oscillator, and this is what the Supersaw sounds like. And like you can hear, it's so cool, and big props to AO5 for coming up with this. I wanted to create a tutorial to show you guys how to do it in Vital, which is free synth. And the way I'm going to use this is either solo or layer it up with a bunch of other Supersaws or synths to create these really gigantic stacks. This is really perfect addition to the Supersaw that you can find in my recent Priest pack, Alchemy Priest pack for Vital, which is for more melodic genres like melodic dubstep, trance, dubstep, even like EDM. There I have this other Supersaw, and if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe I could do a updated Supersaw tutorial on for my main Supersaw that I use these days. I think it would be really cool, but let me know. You guys can decide what kind of content we are featuring here in the channel. Let's begin with the tutorial. The way I approach this one, we are going to start by using initialized preset. The basic principle this Supersaw is to use random, and we want to apply this random oscillator to the oscillator 1's voice transpose, and I'm going to pick random amount from here, like we could use this 1.9. And the more you increase this, the more detuned Supersaw you are going to get, and the less you deviate from the 0 value, the less detuning you will have. So I'm going to pick something like 1.9, and with this, if we want to play normal chords in our standard tuning, we have to choose bipolar. This doesn't sound very musical, but if we pick the bipolar, we are already a little bit closer. And I'm going to choose stereo. And it still sounds quite horrible. Yeah, I know. But this is what the magic happens. We'll go to the random oscillator, pick seconds for the frequency, and choose really short time. Like here I'm using the smallest value that you can input. And voila, it's detuned. The pitch is oscillating really fast between the 0 point of the tuning. And from this point, I'm going to add another oscillator, and I'm going to apply this same random one to this one, but this time I'm going to choose a little bit different value. So we could pick maybe minus 0.9, and again choose bipolar, and I like to use stereo. It's a little bit wilder already, and guess what? We are going to repeat this process by applying the random 1 to the oscillator 3, and this time I'm going to actually insert value because it's kind of funky how this works sometimes, and I have to make it bipolar and also stereo. I'm going to slightly decrease the volume, like that. Now, since we are only using one random oscillator, this is sort of random, but the oscillators between themselves are not really random. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply random oscillator 2 to the first oscillator, and for this one we are going to again use the same slightly detuned values. Like here we could use maybe minus 0.5, and I'm going to choose bipolar again, and stereo at this point doesn't really do anything, but like we can just click it. Then on the random 2, I'm going to pick different frequency than the one that we used on the random 1, which was this 0.001. So I'm going to choose something slightly slower, maybe this one. And now we are going to do the same process for the oscillator 2. And let's choose slightly higher value. This is going to create more perceived detune, more pitching, so you have to kind of play with the values to get it sound just right for you. I'm going to go to seconds once again, and for this maybe 0.003. And again, we are doing the same thing for the third oscillator. Let's choose this slightly lower value and go to seconds. And here we could just do like with these three, it really doesn't matter whether you are using different second value, because all of these are a little bit different from each other since they are random oscillators. So like we can use the same 0.04 value here. It sounds huge, but we still have a few things to do. First, I'm going to adjust the envelope 1 to have a little bit more attack. And for the second envelope, I'm going to do this really classic pitch envelope to modulate the transpose. So we are creating this really fast pitch movement at the start of the song, and this creates more attack or perceived attack. And then I'm going to also apply sample, and we are going to use just the normal white noise. I do not want too much low end in my white noise, so I'm going to use maybe this analog 24 dB filter, turn it upside down, and creating this filter for the sample. We are taking out all the low end from the white noise. And we can increase the level of those desired high pitched white noise sounds. You can create some sort of maybe kind of filter for this one, like just a simple maybe start it. Or make it more plucky by doing. But I'm going to just have this really basic filter. Then for the effects, just the basic stuff. We could use chorus like if you want. The point of this Supersaw is to do the detoning with the oscillators, but like you have to play with it. The more you increase this, the more of this chorusy texture you get on top of it. I'm going to leave it at around 10. Compressor is pretty standard. Attack, less attack, more attack. Pretty straightforward. For the more sustained instruments like chords and pads, I do not want that much compression. But again, you have to play with it and adjust it to your own taste. I'm going to do maybe ping pong delay. Really short one. like that, and then some EQ, just like check out the very lows below the 40 Hz. If you are using sub bass or other bass elements, you could cut this even higher at around like 100 Hz, but for the sake of this tutorial we are leaving it around 40 Hz. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to create this filter for the high cutoff, and for this one I'm going to have it around maybe 14 to 12,000 Hz. But play with it. If you want all of it, just leave it around 14,000 Hz. Slight resonance, nothing too crazy, just boosting up the highs. You could also just like do this sort of gain envelope to boost the highs, if this is your main synth. Then I'm going to just apply reverb, really basic stuff, take out the lows, take out the highs, again, use your own taste. I have 2 reverb tutorials which I suggest if you are kinda wondering how should you do this. Those are really useful, they are with Vital, so check those out if you have any questions about reverbs and reverbs in Vital. We are going to increase the size, let's go all in, and I'm going to leave the mix around 25. And you could also change this order, like have the compressor at last place and what I usually like to do is I'm going to use this envelope to take the initial impact of the sound and cut the reverbs with it, so that at the start of new chord there is no reverb and the reverb is increased by over time. And that to me sounds really good. I'm happy with this. You can of course add flanger, phaser and all those, but if it sounds good, do we really need to add more stuff just to use every single effect in our arsenal? And just to showcase, we could create a couple of chords. Let's do them E minor, because that is my favorite. This is like really spread out chord, but you can hear what this synth can do. Bass it up a little bit. Yeah, That's it. If you guys enjoyed this sound, check out Alchemy Priest Pack for Vital. It has a lot of similar synths to this one, and if you enjoy creating really huge melodic sounds, that's the Vital Priest Pack for you. And I'm going to see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye.